Hey folks, so we're here outside the United Nations now. Just behind me is Ralph Bunchy Park. This is Tudor City. This is the street overlooking First Avenue, where the UN headquarters is. There's a man walking around the UN. He's been walking around for about an hour with a sawed-off shotgun. It's actually, they're calling it a pump-action shotgun, not sawed-off, but a pump-action shotgun. He's wearing a red jacket. He's a middle-aged man with gray hair, and he's walking around the United Nations headquarters with his firearm. He's been walking around. At this point now, I'm going to show you the camera over here, see if we can get you. I don't want to walk into their shot over there, but as you can see, there's a lot of media here set up, a lot of news cameras, and the man is just down there. He's on the UN side of the street at this point. He's been pacing around the UN headquarters since about 12:20. He's been walking around with his pump-action shotgun. He's wearing a red jacket, and he's been pointing the gun at his own head. Now, it's not clear what he wants. Now, the New York City Police Department, SWAT teams are on the scene. This whole area is shut down. This is as close as you can get. We're media with UN press credentials, etc. We're as close as you can possibly get to what is taking place now. And on this side of me, there's NYPD. Now, earlier, we saw a sniper overlooking the plaza just there, overlooking Ralph Bunchy Park. A sniper was there with a scope and everything, training, taking aim at the individual. We saw that, and there's quite a few NYPD all over the area. You can't get anywhere near First Avenue at this point. Just forget getting anywhere near First Avenue. And I got to say, as I was walking over here, the atmosphere on the streets is very tense right now. People are kind of walking very nervously out of the office buildings. This is a scary scene. This man is walking around. Now, it's important to note that, many states in the United States have what's called open carry, which means you can carry a gun legally. This is not one of those states. You cannot carry a firearm around New York City. So the fact that this man is carrying around his small pump-action shotgun, he's carrying it around the streets of Manhattan. He's pointing it at his own head outside of, a very important building, the United Nations headquarters. This is big. This is very, very big. At this point, lots of law enforcement here. The whole area is on lockdown. This is very, very big. This is very, very big. So I want to show you now. Now I don't know if you'll be able to see close up, but there's at that point, you can see like SWAT team folks down that way. There's emergency vehicles around. This is a very intense scene. I'm glad you all are watching. I'm continuing to report on it for RT, for international television. I'm about as close as you can get. Very frightening. A pump-action shotgun. The man has a red jacket. It's not clear what the man wants. Now, the man does appear to be suicidal. As he's got a gun pointed at him, at his own head, basically. He's got the gun pointed at his own neck. But he's not killing himself. Now, at this point, it looks like the police are trying to initiate some kind of negotiations to get him to drop his firearm and stand down. They're trying to negotiate with him, but we're just going to have to see what happens next. This could be a long standoff. Now, lots of NYPD on the scene. Lots of, we saw the sniper rifles from over here that were trained on him earlier. So this is quite an intense moment, but we shall see how things develop. I'll try to keep you up to date as much as I possibly can. Quite an intense scene here that we're in what they call Tudor City. I don't know if you know about this, but near the UN headquarters, there's this apartment complex called Tudor City, and that's where we're set up, waiting to see what happens next. Very intense moment. There's some live feeds showing him. There's certainly lots of law enforcement in the area, lots of emergency vehicles. People are hoping that this man will set down his gun and surrender to law enforcement. But it's been an hour that he's been walking around with his gun outside the UN, pointing it at his own head. We're going to see what happens next. I'll keep you updated, folks. Thanks.